Ah, the little movie that could. Marvel is finally deciding to say, hey, you remember Black Widow? Remember we told you it was coming out a year ago before the world shut down? Remember how we pushed it back? And then we pushed it back, and then we pushed it back again. But we're actually going to release it this time in July. Come hell or high water, is going to be either in theaters or you're going to watch it at home, but we need to get this one off of our books. So they have finally released the final trailer for Black Widow. I'll give you my thoughts right after the jump. Real quick, if you haven't already, go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell below. Anytime we have something, you'll be among the first to know. I think we've all sort of seen all that we need to see from Black Widow. Just put the movie out, but I also think that it has been so far removed since we've seen that last trailer. We've had so many delays. We've had so many things happening that they're kind of just like we sort of need to get back into the social conscious to sort of. I mean, this is still one of those films that everybody says, "Hey, what movie are you looking forward to?" It's Bond. This. So it's still there, but there's going to be that audience that sort of maybe are forgotten or we're not always paying attention. Just to remind you that we're still here and we're still doing this film thing with Black Widow. So I'm interested to see what they decided to hold, what they're finally showing with this final trailer. I hope it doesn't give away too much because I feel like throughout the three trailers that we got before than this one, there's a lot of stuff that's been shown, and most of that stuff I've forgotten because it's so far away. So I hope that whatever we give us isn't trying to like show us a little bit too many threads that will kind of ruin the film overall when we finally do see it uh, later this year. So let's start this trailer up now.
You don't know everything
By
about
the way,
me.
I'm just here for Florence Pugh. I
I've lived a
can't
lot of
wait to see
lives
Elena.
before I was an Avenger. Before I got this family. I made mistakes choosing between what the world wants you to be.
Oh, I'm going to flash back to all of the sadness of Natasha.
We have to go back to where it all started.
Where did you think I was all this time?
We have unfinished business.
My girls are the toughest girls in the world.
I'm sorry. We had our orders and we played our
It
rules.
wasn't real.
This is the first time I think any of the trailers have shown them as kids, so we're going to have a pretty good point of this film that shows them
Everything.
as children.
Rainer.
Sleep outside. Just watch your room.
One of the things about the Taskmaster is that he always adapts to powers. It feels like in this world, based on what we just saw, he might be a robot or a droid in this version, which sort of sucks,
One thing's for sure.
as opposed to being a guy who's just adapting to everybody's characteristics. But it makes sense. Are they putting a choir with the Avengers theme? Uh, Fun. Didn't need it. I didn't need it. Gave me a little bit more, probably a sort of a leak as to, I don't give us an idea of what Taskmaster is or what he might actually be, and sort of an idea that they're going to spend some time with Yelena and Natasha as children, which works for me. This very much seems like this is a backstory, but I think a lot of people, including myself, are of the mindset that we're sort of going backwards with Black Widow. We unfortunately know the fate of Natasha. Uh, and sure, they could play a swerve. She could be a scroll, but I think scroll, or she could be Elena could take her place. But I think when you start doing any of that, you sort of take the weight of that film and lower it, and it's sort of a weak move. So I think Natasha is. We can say that she's gone. So this film overall is kind of like, well, then we're just going backwards, and it could work because I think Florence Pugh is she's already filming other stuff. That's the unfortunate thing when film stuff's got shit and pushed back, they have to still keep filming stuff with Marvel. But she's still filming things. She's on Hawkeye, so we know that that's a character that's going to still be in play. Um, and so I think this movie, if nothing else, while it's sort of as a passing of the torch, while we'll go back to see Natasha and Yelena and how they got to being sisters and how they were both widows. But I think when we come out of this film, the end point or the main goal of this movie is to put Florence Pugh on the board as the next widow in line and sort of continue that on from this point on. But I think I already felt that way before. It just shows me that we're going to go even deeper into it in their sisterhood and their bond than I previously thought. But I was going to see this regardless. I think most people who are in this window are going to see this regardless. But I think, speaking as one of the Marvel fans, I think most people are more interested in going forward, like via WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as opposed to spending any time back. But we know money was spent. This was on the board, so let's go ahead and just get this one over. Rip the Band-Aid off and get this one over with. But did this trailer move your needle one way or the other? Were you already on the train? Cool. This is sort of where I stand with this trailer. Go ahead and leave your comments in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about it. If you haven't, you can follow us on Twitter at HollywoodADI. You can hit us up on email at HollywoodAlreadyDidIt@gmail.com. We also have a podcast with the same name that's on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that plays podcasts. We are currently doing a Buddies for Life run, similar to what we did with WandaVision, but for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where we look at buddy films over the years and juxtapose them with through the eyes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier with our guest host Jamie Jurek. We also have a sister podcast called You Can't Do That Anymore, where we talk about classic films like West Side Story, American Beauty, or Tropic Thunder. Look at those films from when they actually came out and some of the things that they got away with then through the eyes of 2021 and see if they can still get away with some of those things today. This weekend has been a little nutty with holidays and me just being busy. So, yes, I have a review coming for Godzilla and Kong and Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode and Law and Order, Organized Crime, and I will do something for the new Idris Elba film on Netflix, which I saw ages ago, but I will actually do a little video on that one as well. But like always, I got my ticket. You got yours.